Hi, I'm Esther from MANDALAVISTA. This is the beginner.mandala painting workshop for August. This time we'll start to experience the 3D effect and draw standard geometrical shapes as squares and circles. For first, we'll draw guidelines, just follow me. The best in this design that you can do it on any size of surface without really measuring. I use a 15 cm diameter wooden board, which in inches is 5.9. The first thing is to find the center of the circle, and then I draw two guidelines because my aim is to draw a square in this circle. We have a first square, and now I'm going to find the half of every side, and then I can also connect them. So this is how we're gonna get the second square in the square. And I decided to have one more. So we're gonna have 3 together. Just check which point I'm going to connect and just copy me. Now it's time for the compass, so just open as big as the first square and make a circle, and do this with the second square too. And inside too I draw a smaller circle because I just like to have some because of the symmetry, so it's better to draw some more circles than we don't have, and then later we're gonna feel sorry for that. I choose the primary colors for my own version, since we rarely use these colors together, but it's still a great combination. The first is a mixed color from butter, sun yellow and orange. The second is just a simple red. And the third is also my mixture from white, ice blue and light blue. I'm gonna put on the side the red and the blue because I decided to start with the yellow. Of course, the ivory color. Something light always needs to come to my design, so this time I choose the ivory color. Let's start with the center dot, and I'm gonna use the color Colormicer dotting tool set, and this is the number 9. It means it's 9 millimeter is the dot. So As you see, the bigger dots I'm also layering, because I like if it's a bit puffy, and then I can also play a little bit with the paint consistency. The next tool is number 18, and then I'm going to start to build a classic Fibonacci with still this ivory color, but just the first layer. In this video we are going to work with tiny dots too, because I want you to be able to practice the tiny dot technique through this video, and so you can implement them in your own designs. I know it's not easy, especially if you're a newbie or beginner, to put them really together and close to each other. But this is a practice time, so don't worry about it. Then I changed the tool for number 19 and also the color for the yellow finally. This center circle, what you can see, is going to be all yellow. And I'm just going to increase the size of the tool slowly by slowly. As you can see, to keep the symmetry, it's a kind of technique that I always put the dots on the opposite side, because like this I see how it's going to build, how much space between the dots. So, and of course I needed to make the video a little bit faster because this is recorded, but in live it's slower, of course. Now you can pause it for yourself or stop till you finish with the same layer as me, and then we can continue together. I changed the tool for number 20, so another layer of yellow circle is coming or building. It looks really nice, right? Tool number 21, and another yellow layer is coming. Now I'm ready to bring back the ivory color and my special do-it-yourself tool, and then I put just tiny dots between the yellow dots, just in the center, 1 because this is going to make the Fibonacci more interesting, full, and also if you are not experienced with this pattern yet, then it's going to help the eye to see it more symmetric. This is a technique, a little trick, but I love to use it. And in my case, on this surface, tool number 22, and then as you can see, I actually completely fill this inner circle what I drew as a guideline. So this looks very okay, Tiana. After I finish with the circle, I bring back the ivory color, my do-it-yourself tool, and just where is the guideline, I put tiny dots around. And when I finish this, I'm going to put one more just in the center between the dots. You will see now. You know, it's an improvisational painting, so when I was painting it, I just tried to find out how the design is going to look. I'm not really planning ahead. Of course, the guidelines already guiding in a way, but the shapes are still coming. Okay. So now tool number 3 is coming, and as you can see, I'm gonna fill those spaces with it. I layer just a little bit the paint, and just randomly I put these dots anyhow, because my aim is to fill that circle. Yeah, I try to not to put any dot inside the square, as you can see, and also follow the guidelines, just like that. When I finished with the bigger dots, I bring back to a number 18 and then put tinier dots, a little bit walking, just randomly put somehow between the bigger dots. Yes, with the same yellow color. And as you can see, this is the practice part, because when you're a newbie, you need to know how the tool is working, how much paint you can put, how long you can use. So this design is for absolutely for this. If you know my art, you know me about tiny dots. So I brought back the ivory color and I just fill the space with my do-it-yourself tool. Just really, you almost cannot see the black background that much. I always try to be careful that the dots don't touch each other. It's very important for the design to make it clean. So this is exactly that part what you can practice for actually a long time, because I think it's important really that you keep the design clear. So it means that you try to use your tools like the dots are not touching each other. The shape is still a shape, a circle or dot, because this is how it's going to be very nice when the dots dried. You don't need to work fast, just take your time and fill the spaces. So I think this design, these tiny dots are very good for focusing on the painting, relaxing and enjoy the process. And as you can see, slowly by slowly I also finished this work. and I can show you how it's different when there is not feeling and feeling. I really prefer the feeling one. It has a nicer feeling, I think. So I like to do this effect very often in my own designs. After I finished the outer circle, I realized that I don't really like how I finished the Fibonacci pattern, so I also fill with tiny dots the outer lane, just like that. Can you see? Just a little bit, bring tiny dots there, because now it seems so, it looks more complete. I hope you agree with me. The next circle layer filling is coming with number 12. That's the number of the tool. And I bring the red color for the second layer. And I decided to put big dots in the center, all four sides. And then this is another technique. This is not like I put the yellow dots randomly like that, but I'm going to make like the biggest in the center, and then I'm gonna reduce the size of the tools after, when I finished with these four big dots. You will see how, and you will see how different the effect is going to be. As I mentioned, we reduce the size of the tool. This is number 11, and we're gonna put the dot filling this space on the two sides of the bigger dots. Just make sure that you leave a tiny space between the big dots. The next one is number 7, because that's how much space we left, and just continue the process. So the edge is left, and then I just tried what is the size, what can fit those places, and then it turned out the number 3, so I fill those spaces too with these tiny dots. When the filling is ready with the red dots, I bring back the ivory color and my do-it-yourself tool for drawing tiny dots, and then I start to work the dots up and down. You will see this is going to be a very cool 3D effect. Let me show it from a bit closer, so now you will see what I'm doing. Just till the end of the circle, one right, one left, till the space is finished. When up is ready and looks really cool, we need to do the same for down. I finished. As you can see, just the edge is left, so just tiny ivory dots are coming there too. Now just tiny spaces left between the red dots. Of course, we also need to fill it with tiny dots. Just make sure that you don't touch the red dots. It's very important to make it clear. As you can see, I'm actually very slow. This part made faster, but it's ready. The outer circle actually are wooden board edge, so the blue color is coming there. Tool number 6 is coming, and then I'm just gonna put the dots from the center, as you can see, and just make it putting them on both sides, as you can see. This is another way how I put the dots down, or how we usually put when the same size following each other. So the yellow part is the random dotting, the red part is the from bigger to smaller, and this one is just the same size next to each other. next layer is building with tool number 5. Then I changed it to a number 4 is coming. And then the final is number 3. After all 4 sides is ready, I bring back the ivory color, my do-it-yourself tool, and start to fill the spaces with tiny ivory color dots. Now we are ready, and you can see how the different stages, how we use the dots in a different way look a completely different effect. And I really love this, and it looks like on circles there are squares and they are layering on each other. I hope you like it. As a final touch, don't forget to clear the guidelines and put a glossy varnish to preserve your artwork. After you finished, please don't forget to share your artwork on social media and tag me so I will see your beautiful creation. I hope you enjoyed the workshop. See you next time.